Alright guys, so we are in the Patriot P1 now. We're getting set up to start drilling. Your main home screen, every time you fire up your unit, it's going to look like this. You see you have 4 selections on here. You're about going to have everything listed on here for your serial numbers, the year of your truck, all that information on there. Training is going to have some training videos, so if at any point you get stuck on the job site, you have setup, operation videos, stow videos that you can quickly go in there and look at right away and see how you can set this up, or if you're training new operators on this unit. ServPro is going to be our service side of everything. It's got a live feature where they can remote into the unit, troubleshoot any issues going on with the unit, see exactly what's happening in real time. You have your diagnostics here, would log any type of fault codes that are on here. Go to your engine info, it's going to have all your basic engine information on it, your engine hours, your dev fluid, fuel, all that good stuff is going to be right on here too. And then your ServPro Live, this is where all your manuals are stored, all your hydraulic manuals are stored, some service videos are on here as well, so all good information in there. When you get into the unit, you're going to go right into Drill Pro. That is the heart of the unit, right? It's going to take you directly to your first screen, and it's going to walk you through sequence. If you notice, you have your cameras on here, both the swing camera to the side and the camera pointed over our hole, right? So we're gonna start with our first outriggers, which is going to be your in and out. Those are going to push out at the same time. You notice that you have your two control functions right here. So you have nothing right now for your left joystick. Everything's going to be operated on the right side of the joystick right now. So I'm going to go ahead and push this out, and you're going to notice when I apply a function, it's going to highlight which function I'm applying, as well as show me on the screen in the green which function I'm moving. And then of course you've got your readout right here for your front outriggers in and out. So I'm going to go ahead and push this, and you're going to notice this function coming up showing out. And that's showing me that it's pushing my front outriggers out. So those are both out. We're going to move to our next function. So we're going to move our joystick to our right joystick to the right side to next, which you'll see highlighted here. That's going to take me to my driver side front outrigger. Now I got my chassis level right there, so all I'm going to do is just support the unit, get it as level as possible. Perfect. Now I'm going to go on to the next outrigger, which is going to be my passenger side front outrigger. And I'm going to push that one down. So that one's down. I'm going to come back just a little bit, get our chassis a little more level. Now I'm going to move to my next outrigger, which is going to be the rear outrigger, driver side rear. As you see, it's highlighted. That's going to be directly under the cab. So let's get that pushed down, leveled. Good, let's move to our next one. That's going to be our passenger rear. All right, so we got our rear outrigger down. Both 3 outriggers are down. Our front outriggers are down. Now we're going to go to the next step, which is going to be our cab pivot. So let's go ahead and push that to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and push down on my joystick. I want to get that bubble to deployed. I can go ahead and go to my next screen. This is going to be our mast position screen. This is where I can raise my mast, lower my mast, put my winch up and down. I have my auxiliary winch here. I got my cab slide on this portion. All that's going to be on this screen. So I'm going to go ahead and lift up my mast. I'm already slid out. And we're going to get that fairly plumb. As you can see, I got my level there on the screen. We're going to get that within that big dot there. And now I'm going to stop right there. Now you notice I have an auto level feature here. I'm going to go ahead and touch that auto level feature, and that's going to get my mast completely level and plumb and ready to drill. No guesswork with it, no bubbles on the mast. Gets it perfectly plumb. As soon as that's done, that button's going to go out gray, and your engine is going to go ahead and idle down automatically for you. Alright, so we're ready to drill at this point. I've got my hole lined up. I'm not on a particular job site, so I don't have to worry how crucial it is to pinpoint my accuracy of where I want to punch my hole. So we're going to go ahead and start drilling. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and push this spiral feature here, that little button, and that's going to take me into drill mode. So I'm going to go ahead and push that button. You'll notice it's saying crowding to drill position. That's going to bring my gearbox down and get it centered over the hole and at a lower height to more center of gravity. And that'll do it on its own. So now we're ready to drill. I want to quickly take you through some of the features on this unit. You see this little gear here? Just looks like the settings icon on your iPhone, right? Go ahead and click that settings. Now this is going to be what your system looks like every time you fire the unit up or turn it off, you go to break for lunch. This is the factory settings on the unit, okay? You have drill max spin override, auto crowd, auger overload correction, winch crowd sync. On the right side here, you have your return to center feature, you have your work lights, you have auto unlock, and of course you have your toggle for your factory settings to reset, your swing alarm, and your brightness screen. Just going through these settings real quick, you notice you see these little eye information icons on there. That is for your benefit. You click those little icons and it's going to give you a snippet about each feature on there, right? So drill max. When you're drilling in very hard soils, rocking conditions, anything of that nature, it's going to prioritize more torque than drill speed, right? So that you can punch through those holes, you can get through that hard soil with that maximum amount of torque being applied. Typically this is also used in any augers within 42 inches or bigger in diameter, since they are a little bit larger augers too. Next one is going to be drill max spin override. So if you are drilling with a larger auger perhaps, and you have your drill max on, what this is going to do is going to slow down the revolutions of your spin off. So it's not going to get you to maximum amount of spin off that's capable with the unit, but it's going to get you very close. With this feature, you can enable this feature and have max spin off override with drill max being on. Really nice feature. Your auto crowd, we're going to take you to the auto crowd. That's a lot of the heart and soul of this unit as well. That's what it's going to control the rate at which the machine crowds, so that you're always applying the right amount of pressure to each hole. No matter how much pressure you put to it, the auto crowd is going to automatically adjust so that you're not overcompensating or pushing the unit past its reliability as well. Really nice feature. Auger overload. This is going to assist the operator if by any chance he corkscrews the auger into the ground with too much material. The load sense in the winch drum is going to know that that auger has a very heavy load on it and it's not coming up. The unit's going to automatically start reversing that auger out of the hole and winching it up very slowly at the same time to free that auger up and not cause so much stress on the winch cable. Winch crowd sync is also another awesome feature on this unit. This is going to automatically crowd the gearbox back up while you are winching up at the same time to restore your crowd stroke while you're drilling. So that is another step that is eliminated and you don't have to worry about. Moving over here to the right, we have our return to center, so that when you're swinging, you can identify where the center of your hole is and where your spin-off point is, so that you don't go past it in either direction. It keeps you right centered over the hole, right? Of course, you have your work lights right above here. You can toggle those on and off if you're working at night. Your auto unlock feature, what that does is going to automatically disengage and unlock those locking round Kelly bars every time you come out of the hole for you automatically, just by commanding winch up. So we have our auto unlock, we have our winch coming up, and we have our gearbox resetting its crowd stroke, all with just one command of winching up. Very nice, easy to use, added onto this unit. And of course you have your swing alarm here you can toggle. You can toggle your factory settings in case someone, if you're changing crews and the guy before you changed the settings and didn't turn the machine off, you can go in there, reset the factory settings just by flipping this switch here. And then of course if you're working at night, you have your brightness screen. You can dim that so that the unit is not so bright you can't see what's in front of you. So that's kind of a little snippet of all our features on the unit that you can play with and toggle and kind of tailor to your hole. Now, all these features can be turned off if you are very experienced and like to use the unit as you see fit. All these features can just be toggled and turned off just like that. So we're going to go back to our drill mode screen. Now with Drill Max on, I have my rotary speed adjustable as well. So if I know I'm in some heavy rock, I can put that rotary speed very low and get that torque and apply it to that hole and penetrate the surface, right? Now with Drill Max off, you lose that ability and it's just going to be as fast as the unit will perform, which is great when you're in soil conditions like dirt, clay, that is very soft. You don't need to have to worry about slowing it down in between holes or in between passes, or if you hit bedrock or anything like that. So we're going to keep it on so I can show you how the rotary speeds do adjust, right? So we're pretty much ready to go. As you can tell, auger's suspended above the hole. I'm going to go ahead and winch down. Now you see I got my left joystick commands right here. My right joystick commands are going to be right here. Now you'll notice when I'm performing the action, the highlighted action is going to appear in blue with whatever I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and winch this unit down. You'll notice the winch down feature getting eliminated. I'm going to winch down into the hole. I'm going to zero out my depth gauge here and get it ready to go. So I'm going to push this down into the hole. Another great feature on this unit, once you get to the bottom of the hole, the winch is going to stop paying cable out. And that is to avoid excessive bird nesting and excessive amount of cable out on the ground. Don't have to worry about that on this unit. Automatically stops you for you. So I'm going to go ahead and begin rotary forward. As you can tell, I've got my rotary forward here, and I'm going to apply crowd pressure all the way. And you're going to notice this unit is going to start crowding. I'm going to slow down a little bit, crowd some more. It's reading the soil conditions, determining on what it's drilling in. It's paying cable out for me too. You notice I'm not commanding any winch down. It's automatically paying cable out for me as well. So we're going to get this auger nice and full, get a couple feet past, and then we're going to come up out of the hole and do our spin off. So that's a good amount there. This auger should be pretty full because we were just in some soft conditions here. So I'm going to go ahead and command winch up. It's going to automatically unlock my bars, it's going to restore my crowd, and it's going to winch up at the same time. Just commanding one command of winch up. We got a really full auger there, so we're going to go ahead and swing over and spin off. So I'm going to swing to my left here. I'm noticing my swing camera, there's no one over there, so no one I have to crush, thankfully. We're aware of our surroundings. Going to swing over to spin off. And for spin off, all I'm going to do is hold my joystick. There's a switch right underneath the right joystick. I'm going to go in reverse first, and that gets a lot of that material off without flying it into the air and flinging it. And now I'm going to go in forward and get the rest of that off of that. Now you notice that's a little bit slower, right? If you remember that feature we talked about earlier in this video, we have our Drill Max spin off override off. So now I'm going to go ahead and click that spin off override on, and you're going to notice this unit is going to spin a lot faster now and get that rest of that excess material off. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and line back up for my hole again. It's pretty centered over my hole, winching down. Going to go back to the bottom of the hole here. Winch stop for me automatically, and I'm going to go ahead and rotate forward and crowd down. I'm not feathering the crowd at all. I'm literally pushing the crowd as far down as I can, applying that maximum amount of torque. Paying cable out for me automatically. Now if you notice, if for some reason you hit some rocky conditions, you can slow down this auger and get that rotary speed nice and low, as you can see here. That's going to help penetrate that hard, heavy rock and not just bounce around it and spin on it. Now if I want to go a little bit faster, I'll just go back to medium. Maybe I'm getting through a little bit more of that rock. It's breaking up a little more. or if I'm already past it and go back into high speed. So that auger should be full at this point. I'm going to go ahead and command winch up. My Kelly bars are going to unlock. My crowd's going to start restoring. And my winch and Kelly bars are going to come back up at the same time. All with commanding just winch up. That's all you have to do. This unit is very, very simple to operate. It's a very strong unit. It's fun to use. Crews love this unit. The ease of running this operation is very simple. So I'm going to go ahead and spin off. And line myself back up. We'll do one more pass here. And I'm going to show you what it's like to turn off drill max. So I'm going to turn drill max off. And this is basically going to get my rotary speed to as fast as possible. Now, you notice if whenever you step foot in this unit, you don't have a gas pedal, you don't have an engine idle up. It's all automatically controlled, so that's going to speed the unit up for you. Now you notice how much quicker this rotary speed is moving right now with drill max off. Once again, this is for very soft soil conditions. This is for augers in less than 42 inches in diameter. And you see how fast this rotary speed is moving right now. It's just punching through this. That auger's got to be pretty full at this point. I'm going to go ahead and command winch up. It's unlocking my bars again. It's restoring my crowd. And it's pulling my winch cable up at the same time, my Kelly bar. Now we're going to go ahead and rotate over and do our last spin off. Alright, so let's go ahead and spin off, clicking my trigger on my joystick, hitting my spin off mode. Now let's get back lined up and we'll show you how to stow the unit. To stow the unit, when we're on our drill screen, we're just going to hit this back arrow right here, and that's going to take you back into your mast position screen. So we're going to go ahead and lay the mast down. So I'm going to command mast down, and you're going to notice here something's going to pop up on the screen. It's crowding the gearbox back to stow position automatically. So you don't have to worry about crowding it back up before laying that mast down and either crushing the cab, crushing your winch, anything like that. It's going to automatically do that for you and begin laying the mast back down. Now you only have one joystick. It's controlling both derrick cylinders at the same time. So you don't have to worry about it getting plumb on the head rack or anything like that. It does it automatically for you. Now we're going to go ahead and slide in. So I've got my cab slide feature, which you can use the buttons on the joysticks to go through those functions. Same thing on the right side here. You notice the functions are changing. I got my rotary here if I'm pinning my auger and setting up or lowering my mast or up or down, left to right. And so now we're going to go ahead and slide in our cab. I'm already lined up on my center pin here. And now we're all lined up and in. So I'm going to go back to my next screen. I'm going to do everything in reverse that we did for setting up. So I'm going to hit back here. And so now I'm going to go ahead and put my cab stowed. I bubble it into my stowed position. And I'm going to hit previous. So I'm going to hit my right joystick to the left. And you'll notice it's going to highlight previous. And that puts me right back into my outriggers. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my rear outriggers. That one's picked up. I'm going to do my driver's side rear outrigger. That one's up. Now my passenger front. That one's stowed. And lastly, this last front outrigger, the driver's side. And that's stowed now. And now I'm going to do my in and out, and I'm going to pull those in. And that's it. That's how simple it is to operate this unit.